Tangent. Hello and welcome to Tangent with me, Brandon Ilsey, and my illustrious co-host, Ethan Leith.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Brandon. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. And if you haven't heard this podcast before, what the hell have you been doing with your little ear holes? Get on down and listen to us. We basically, if you don't know, we get sent a word or phrase by you lovely people, and then we discuss said word or phrase, seeing what tangents we go on. One day these people will get it, and I won't have to explain myself.
Yeah, it does ruin the joke, Brandon.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but if you would like to send us, oh my god, Ethan, Shat, let me do the fucking intro.
Okay.
If you would like to send us a prompt or word or phrase or whatever, you can do so at emailing us at tangentpodcastideas@gmail.com, or much more easily, send it to our Instagram. Give us a little cheeky DM, which is going_on_tangent. And yeah, and then we'll see from there. Now you can speak, Ethan. What the fuck do you want?
You did better than me, because I completely forgot to say that last episode. But as previously on last episode we mentioned, we are having a live stream for Tangent's birthday as well.
Yes, we are.
Well, Tangent's birthday is on the 8th of February. However, I will still be in Spain.
El Español.
So we will be doing it on the 9th.
On the 9th.
And we have a brand swanky new YouTube channel. So you can go to, I think it's youtube.be or whatever YouTube is.
What?
That's YouTube's address. It's youtube.be.
I don't think you need to just go to YouTube and search up Tangent Podcast, and we're there.
Yeah. Well, we're not.
Well,
but
not.
No. There's loads of other people that come up before us.
Okay. Well,
if you go to @The Real Tangent Podcast on YouTube, and you can do that on the URL by typing /@The Real Tangent Podcast, we're there because we are the Real Tangent Podcast.
I can't believe that wasn't taken. I'm gassed.
Yeah, I'm very happy considering we're very much not the first people to call ourselves Tangent.
Absolutely.
But I really thought it was quite a creative name when we came up with it. No.
Everything's done before, done to death, Ethan.
Yes.
But do you know what we are? We're definitely the most disabled.
Yes, very much so. How are you, Brandon? How have you been since we last chatted?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, thanks, mate.
About 5 minutes.
Shut the fuck up! No, it wasn't.
We banked this episode. The last episode. This is a week for you guys. That was 5 minutes ago.
That was us. We've actually all that's happened in that time is we've set up the YouTube channel and now we're doing another. But no, don't ruin the illusion. No.
Yes.
Yeah, no. This whole week that's gone past since our last interaction with the lovely people, other than ourselves. Yeah, no, I'm doing well actually. Please, thanks. Please, I'm doing well. Please, yeah, that's English. I'm doing well. I'm all right. I'm fine. Ethan, speak now. I'm clearly having a stroke.
What do you want me to speak about?
I don't care. Speak. Do words.
So yeah. I mean, this week's been all right. My dog died.
I'm laughing, audience, because I know that they haven't, and I know that because it was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, she died in the last 5 minutes. She came in, and she died.
She just walked into your room and collapsed.
Yeah, no, Honey's still very much up and alive and kicking and smelly as ever.
Smelly as ever.
Yeah, she is horrific, and I don't know why, but she has an obsession, right? Like, dogs like licking, but Honey has to lick my nose, and it's the worst. And I'll see her do it because I don't let her anymore.
I don't let her anymore.
Well, I felt bad because she always really wanted to, but I can see it when I stroke her sometimes. She'll put her face up towards mine and start licking the air in my direction and try and get closer and closer until she makes contact with my nose. And I'm like, Honey, you could lick anywhere else. Well, actually, no, not anywhere else.
Honey, you could lick anywhere else. Also, with that name as well.
Oh God. I was like, she could lick my cheek, and I wouldn't mind that. I'd probably tolerate it, but it's the fact that I have to smell her when she licks my nose. I'm
Yeah,
like,
dog's breath
stop it.
dog breath. It kicks. It's tough. It's
Yeah,
tough. It's tough.
exactly. I just want her to stop.
Oh, look at that!
Oh,
It's the prompt.
oh, look at it. There it goes. Oh. And it's landed in your lap, Brandon.
Oh my god!
The
Ow!
prompt.
Ow! It's biting my balls.
Get it off! Get it off! All right, stated it.
Yeah, good. Oh, it was really bottom of the barrel shit as well. Today's prompt is podcasts. Yep, that's where we're at, people. So
who came up with that one?
Fucking send us in some more, please. It was sent in by some random woman called Holly Rennie, but my girlfriend Holly.
Get better.
Yeah.
You're sick.
Thanks. All right.
This is to Holly, not to you.
Get better.
Yeah, well, she's coming up with prompts like that. She's clearly sick.
That's such a good insult for someone who's not unwell. Just also be like, get better.
Get well soon.
Get well soon.
It's like the classic. You're so brave for wearing that outfit.
Yeah. It's the backhanded compliment. Yeah. Absolutely. It's like, oh, I really hope you get well soon. Savage.
Backhanded pleasantries.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of taking the kind off regards in your email. Do you ever do that?
I don't work in an office. No.
But have you not ever sent like an email to tech support and they pissed you off, and then you remove the regards?
I always write.
You remove the kind. Sorry,
I always write.
Because I just signed it off. Kind. I might start doing that.
That's really funny.
If anything, that's weirder. Like, imagine you're sitting there, you're like tech support, and you get an email, and they sign them instead of kind regards. They just and instead of regards, you piss them off, and they just send kind.
Do you know what they're going to think?
That they're going to get murdered in 7 days? Yeah.
No, they're just all right. Fucking The Ring. But no, they're just going to be like, oh, this dude forgot to write regards. What an idiot! What a dumb slut.
Yeah, maybe.
So, Ethan,
a rock.
Podcasts, yay or nay?
I was really trying to move it on so we didn't even have to talk about
but you know
prompt,
what? We've got at least like touch on it. You know what I mean? Even with the fishing one, we at least said the word fishing.
True. Well, we've said the word podcast. So anyway,
just answer the fucking question. You're a big podcast man, though, are you not? You do actively listen to a lot of podcasts.
Well, I tend to listen to podcasts while I drive. Obviously, there is a lot of podcasts. Brandon, I know that you have listened to Critical Role.
I first ventured through. I twitched. I was original Critical Role stan. Yeah, I was there on Twitch. I still support them on Twitch and shit. Yeah. But in terms of, I do listen to there's other D&D podcasts. I do listen to. There's a D&D podcast called Dungeons and Daddies. It is not a BDSM podcast. It is a very funny podcast about 4 guys who are playing. Well, and it's 2 guys and a girl, but they're playing 4 suburban dads from America who get thrown into the Forgotten Realms. It's hilarious. It's so funny. It's really funny.
Way to fucking isekai D&D.
You'd really like it, Ethan. It's actually well up your street.
I'm in need of new podcasts because I did just finish.
Oh yeah, I know.
I finished Who Shat on the Floor at My Wedding.
Who shat on the floor at the wedding? Tell me,
Brandon. I am beyond seething.
Is it one of the wives?
No, they don't find out.
They don't find out.
They just give up at the end of the podcast. They're like, it's a cold case. We can't find out. And after the fucking roller coaster, there was right. So for those of you who haven't listened,
this is a review now. This is officially a review.
Who Shat on the Floor at My Wedding is a podcast about 2 women who were getting married. Someone shat on the floor at their wedding, but it was on a boat. So it's like limited suspects, proper kind of like, Poirot style. Yeah. Whodunit case. And then they bring on this writer who she throughout the episode she's doing an online course on how to be a detective. And so they're trying to figure out who shat on the floor. There's all sorts of suspicious people. There's one woman who gives herself a fake name. There's one person who literally was in the bathroom for 6 hours just cleaning it up and then just started chatting to people. There was an entertainer who apparently had been known in other places to be particularly shady, and they'd found on a picture that he had a brown spot on his shoe. And guess what? They never find out.
Do you know why they never find out, Ethan? I can guarantee you it was one of them.
I don't. They spent a whole episode suspecting each other.
It's because it was one of them.
They did go through that.
It has to have been one of them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have dropped it. Otherwise, it'd be a season 2. Unless that's what they're doing. Maybe they've got to bring out a season 2, Ethan.
Nah, they just gave up. I mean, they did go through the whole, was it made by one of them to make a podcast? I mean, it's a bit like this, you know? I shat on your floor.
Yeah, I guess.
I shat on your chest.
Oh, I wish. No, but yeah, no, I see. I do wish I was more of a podcast guy, like, because obviously I literally do one with my friend, with my best mate, but like I don't listen to really many in my, like I said, it's a D&D podcast.
Yeah,
I don't feel like they count because that's more like people telling a story. But no, it's not.
I don't know. I mean, one of my favorite podcasts that ended was literally was Off Book, where they improvise a musical every episode. So it's like, you know, like that's basically, you know,
was the same podcast.
Metric. Yeah, Off Book was a podcast.
Oh, bro! I've just watched them. I watched them on YouTube, and then I watched them when they. I think they ended up getting hired by Dropout, and they've done a couple of things on Dropout.
Yeah, well, they recently finished. They got to episode 300 of their podcast a couple months ago, and they officially ended the Off Book podcast. Except when they do live shows, and then every now and again I get a little tasty episode. I'm like, but I don't listen to podcasts all that much. I listen to them like. Oh, excuse me. I listen to podcasts, you know, when I'm driving or when I'm going somewhere. You know, podcast is my travel thing because music sometimes feels a bit too repetitive for me. I need something that's kind of like doing different things.
No, I get that. I get that. I get bored of my music sometimes as well. Yeah. I just venture out and find new music though. That's the thing. I don't go to podcasts. I just find new music.
But I really struggle to find new music, and sometimes it's just easier. Well, I mean, take Off Book, for example. That is just new music every episode, or at least it was.
Yeah, but it's got a little bit of the limp wrist in it, which you're always a fan of. It's literally improvising musicals, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love it as well.
I'm not
shitting on it. I'm just saying that's why you like it so much.
Which is what me and Ben, our guest from episode 5, and also co-owner of our YouTube channel Bleeth, which you can check out now. There's an episode on there of us playing Lethal Company. Anyway,
your selfless promotion is insane. Like, you self promote. I think I've said this before, mate. When you minor flex in almost every other sentence. Like, it's like, oh, I'm going back from Spain. Oh, I'm doing a play. Oh, I've just done this panto. Oh, I'm it's just, it's a lot.
I can't help it if my life is just naturally impressive.
Oh,
I'm not trying to flex.
Oh, I want to walk off stage again. I'm going to walk off again.
Look, I can't help it if the things that I want to talk about are impressive. What do you want from me? Do you want? Oh, what are you doing? Oh, well, you know, I went into the office and I kind of clacked some keys for a bit. Yeah. And then 2 weeks down the line, I go, yeah, I went to Spain and back.
Yeah.
And you're like, why didn't you tell me?
That's
like,
perfect.
Oh, no, I didn't want to.
No. I don't. Yeah, that's perfect. Do that. Anyway, carry on. I don't remember. You were saying something about Ben.
Oh, I've forgotten now.
You were saying something about Ben. I don't know.
It's gone.
Hey, Ethan. Hey, Ethan. You know how we do this podcast together?
Yes.
Do you not think, why am I not on that YouTube channel? I'm not here, bro. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
here.
you don't have a good gaming PC.
No, I don't have a
In
gaming
fact,
PC.
your
But
PC
like,
died. You know what Bleeth is? We play games on
yeah,
Bleeth.
and that's great. I have a brand new PlayStation 5.
You know what I don't have?
I know that Benjamin Payne has a Benjamin PlayStation 5.
Has a Benjamin PlayStation
Has a
5.
Benjamin PlayStation 5. Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
all
but
I'm saying is,
all I'm saying is, just as I wouldn't host an episode with Ben instead of you,
no, I'm not saying. I'm saying
I don't
get
have a
me on.
PS5.
I'm saying get me on Bleeth at least once. I feel like that's fair. We've had Ben on. I think
Yeah,
let's return the favor. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, if you had a good PC, you could come play Lethal Company with
Fuck
us.
you guys. Just make an exception. I hate you.
What do you want from me? What am I supposed to do? I don't get it.
You're supposed to drop everything and do anything to get me onto Bleeth. That's exactly what
I
you're
would
supposed
love
to
to have you on Bleeth,
do. Then
but
do it.
the fact of the matter is, what are we supposed to play?
Look, mate, I will happily sit there and chat shit about a one player game that Ben is playing, or you're
Okay,
playing,
well,
or
yeah.
I'm playing. I can
I'll
do.
tell you what.
do that.
Next time we record another episode of Bleeth,
Yeah,
you can you can sit and watch us play Lethal Company,
perfect.
and then kind of commentate like a sports commentator,
Yeah, I'll do
but
that.
like
Easy.
really over the top, like you know.
I mean, I was thinking more.
He's going around the corner. Oh, and he's got drawn by the giant spider. Where's Ben? Oh, he's going. He's now taking up the scrap. He's taking the scrap.
You know,
he's going up the stairs, and oh, he got caught by a coil head.
do you know I've actually never really watched any of Lethal Company. I have no idea what it is. I know that you go and get things. I know it's like you got ghosts.
Yeah,
but like that's all I know. I don't have anything else.
It's just spooky. It's
Spooky.
and it's less ghosts. It's more. Lethal Company is a game about going and getting scrap off of different space planets, and there's lots of space aliens. Actually, there is a ghost who is one of the worst creations because so the way that the ghost girl works, so each of like the creatures have different mechanics, and the way the ghost girl works is only one player can see her at any one time, and it's the player that's being hunted by her. So
that's awful. So you can't do anything about it.
No, other than run away, and basically, like people have dubbed her the schizophrenia girl because it looks like the other person is just going crazy over nothing because no one else can see the threat.
That is funny though.
But no, it's very funny. Like it's somehow they've made the perfect horror game that's like the perfect mix of it's hilarious, and also it's genuinely really scary because it makes you panic a lot. They've got coil heads. They're basically weeping angels. You have to look at them, otherwise they come towards you.
Well, that's pretty easy. Just get one person to look at them the whole time.
Yeah, but then when the other creatures start coming,
nah.
the Brackens, where the whole thing is the opposite, you can't look at them, otherwise they come after you.
Nah, that's easy. Just put them in one room. Done.
I wish, Brandon.
But no,
I quite. It's quite strange because I used to hate horror games when I was younger, and horror movies. When I was younger, I was so scared of anything horror.
Yeah, I was the same, mate. I couldn't stand horror movies to the point where I didn't watch Shaun of the Dead for a while when I was younger. Yeah, because I was like, because you know that bit where the man eats the pigeon, right at the beginning, that scared me, and I was like, no, thank you, no, thank you.
Well, I remember I left when I was about 15. A gathering my friends were all having because they started watching Saw.
Oh, but Saw's not even scary, bro. Well, the original Saw's kind of creepy, but like it's not even scary. Saw isn't scary. It's just gory. It's just gross. It's just like, fuck, that's gross. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've never watched it, so I didn't know.
Bro.
But I just was like Saw horror movie, and young me went, nope.
Yeah, fair. But we need to watch Saw. Like the original Saw is really good. Like very clever writing. Like by the time you get to Saw 3, you would laugh at the quality of writing and like the dialogue. You would just laugh at it. It would become funny to you.
Well, because the most recent ones, like it's just gone really weird, hasn't it?
It's just gone stupid. After Saw 5, they should have stopped. They just should have stopped.
Yeah.
And then they just kept going.
Let's just run into the ground some more.
Oh, bro, the one Saw 10.
What?
That's the latest one. It's Saw 10. because
What the hell?
Jigsaw counted as Saw 9. So like,
Oh
you
yeah,
had,
that was a thing. And I remember seeing the trailer for that, and I was like, wait, it's like an investigative drama.
yeah, because Jigsaw's dead or was dead or is meant to be. I don't really know. I haven't really seen the later ones, but like, he is meant to be dead. He dies
Yeah.
at some point because he has cancer. The whole point of it is that he has cancer. Spoiler alert, by the way. I'm sure you don't care, but the whole point of it is that he has like cancer,
Yeah.
and so he's punishing all the wicked people of the world by killing them or by giving them the chance to survive, or like playing on like their own, evilness, or like, if somebody like took from poor people, he'd be like thrown in a room with no food type thing, right? And he can survive it if he tries.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is that he's dying. That's why he's doing it. But to have him either not die or be replaced or have him come back to life ruins the entire motivation for the earlier films.
Yeah.
Destroys it. So what's the point? Just what's the point? You ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing about like so many things. It's like, oh great, you've made a thing which now retcons everything else to be stupid.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say Doctor Who, but I'm not even going to
I said it's stupid.
You said it.
Oh. Well, have
Yeah,
you seen the most recent David Tennant ones?
Yes. Have you?
Yeah. You know, outside of everything, because I have so many gripes with it.
I have many issues with it.
The one thing that really got me at the very first episode, spoilers, is when the alien spaceship comes over, like Catherine Tate and her daughter. I forget what both of their names are.
Rose and Donna.
Rose and Donna. So the big spaceship goes over, and Rose is like, "Oh," she's like, "It's a plane crash. There's a plane that's crashing." And first of all, I was like, "Okay, you don't seem very concerned about. You're literally watching a plane crash happen." And then Donna's up down, and she's just picking up bits of like paper or whatever was in those boxes she dropped. She gets up, and Rose goes, "Oh, Mum, you always miss stuff."
No, but
it's like, what?
No. Right, I get it, but that is actually something that the Donna character is very like. That's what she, even in the early seasons, like she missed the Dalek invasion. She didn't watch the Sky with the whole Christmas invasion, and she dismissed it.
I don't mind that bit, but it was when Rose goes, instead of "Mum, you just missed a plane crash," goes, "Oh, Mum, you're so silly. You always miss everything." It's like,
mate,
bro, that's the. I don't mind her missing it. But when the characters go, "Oh, yeah, that's so silly and wacky," it's like you just, whether or not it turns out to be an alien spaceship. Spoilers, but like, that's a fucking You thought you saw a plane crash. That's not an "oh, you're so silly" moment. That's a holy shit.
Look,
that's horrific.
A lot can be said about the most recent episodes of Doctor Who, even if you get into the Catwoman one. Like, I can't lie to you. I get it's a whole new era of Doctor Who. When the Doctor starts singing, and there's a musical number,
I hate it.
What? Also, what the? Nothing was explained. By the way, this is what my biggest gripe was about the episode. The goblins exist. Cool.
Yep.
No explanation for their existence. The Goblin King, no explanation for his existence. Why do they want these people? They feed off of time energy. So they're weeping angels? No, they're different. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening? Yeah.
It felt like so much of it was so rushed, because also by the end of that episode, you like when Matt Smith became Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Like, there was a while before the Doctor's sidekick kind of was like, I'm good with this. And
that was different because that was about her losing her boyfriend to get like a father figure. But yeah,
but still, it's like to go straight away after not really demonstrating all that much. It's like the moment he goes up to her in a club and goes, "You're clumsy," and then walks off, and she's like, "He's amazing."
Yeah.
What?
Well, he was dancing in the club. Did you not see him dancing?
Oh yeah, yes. Which, I mean, like, I don't know if that's a particularly Doctor thing to do.
I don't know where they're going with this new series.
It didn't feel quirky enough. Like he felt too sexy. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, that is it.
He doesn't feel quirky. He feels sexy.
He's too cool.
Yeah.
He's too suave.
Yeah.
He's not James Bond. He's the Doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
he's
yeah.
and you know, the structure of the whole episode, like they get on the goblin ship and immediately they're like, you know, there's no because it's always, you know, the way it works is you know, to really dumb it down, Doctor gets put in a circumstance that he's unfamiliar with, and then it gets to the point where all seems lost, and that's the point where the Doctor goes, I know what to do, because that's how you create peril.
Yeah.
But it's the moment they get on the goblin ship, he's like, oh, I know what this is.
Yeah,
And then he's like, it might be a wooden ship, but they still always have air vents. And I'm like, why? You can literally see through the wooden boards outside.
I
Those
screamed
air
at the
vents are doing
TV.
fuck
I
all.
screamed at the TV. Why the fuck? I was like, it's a wooden ship. What
Yeah.
do you mean? Also,
Yeah.
why was the final number in the ship not on top of the ship where everyone would be while the ship is flying? That was
Yes.
Why is everyone downstairs? Also, you know how all the goblins were like, we're going to eat this baby? No,
Yeah.
no, you weren't. That baby was going to be eaten by the Goblin King, and that's it.
True.
That baby
That is
could
also
feed 500 goblins. What?
The baby
then-
can barely feed the Goblin King.
And then the musical number happened, and then the second musical number happened.
Oh,
then also,
and also,
you know what my biggest problem is with it?
Yeah.
And this is going to be it, and you're going to hate that this is my biggest problem with it. The fucking sonic screwdriver is a remote control.
I mean, it's better than sonic sunglasses, but
Yeah, but it's not a screwdriver.
this is true.
It's
This is
just
true.
not. It's not even
And it does
attempting to be one.
Okay, you know what my favorite thing about that about the episode was, though?
Go on.
That canonically, what's that TV presenter who was in it?
Oh, Davina McCall was in the Doctor Universe.
Yeah, no. Not only that, canonically, she dies.
No, he saves her life.
Yeah, but that's before the time split thing happens. So before that,
She's
canonically, she
Davina McCall dies. Yeah.
I mean, he goes back in time after that, and like, you know, but like, you know, he's changed like the course of time at that point. So technically, the first time that she calls Davina McCall, she hears her die.
Yeah, I die on the phone. Yeah.
And I think that's very funny. That I find that quite amusing. The other thing is also from a cinematography perspective, there were so many things that were just really weird. Like there'll be people having regular conversations and it will zoom in on their face as if they're saying something really shocking, but it's just like a regular conversation, or just random close-ups of random things that don't need to be close-ups, and then at some point it was like drone shots and moving shots when it just felt like they were like, okay, every shot needs to be a different type of thing.
I think what they did, they had budget and then went, we don't have we don't know what to spend all this money on.
Yeah.
That was literally it. But can I also say, right, something else I actually did like about the episode? Do you know when I get the whole air vents thing, but before that, you know when he was talking about being a time traveler?
Yeah.
I really liked that. I really liked his Doctor in that moment of being like, no, like, I'm a time traveler. Time travelers are awesome. This is a time traveler. And like all the bit where he was learning the strings, like he was learning like the string, which is like obviously like that's meant to be like the cables and the wires and shit, and like he hacked his way out with string. I really like that. That was the most Doctor Who part of that whole episode.
Yes, and I really like that as well. But that should have come so much later, because for him to do that right at the beginning of the peril means he's immediately just invalidated any risk, because he's like immediately.
Well, of course he did. He saved the day by having a dance, and he had a musical number. That's how he saved the day.
But it's just like, I just miss like those points where you're like, because that's like, you know, that was kind of the fun of it, was those points where you're like, I have no clue how he's going to solve this. How is, you know, insurmountable odds, and then the Doctor's like, I'm nerdy as fuck, and so I'm going to fucking nerd my way out of it.
Or if he just talks his way out of it. That's always really funny as well. When like he's like, I have no idea what's happening, but I'm just going to keep talking, and eventually something else will happen. Like that's great. I love that.
Yeah, when he actually, to be fair, so me and my girlfriend Daisy were watching it, and we noticed a couple things, and I've just noticed that that's another trope, is the Doctor talking for long enough that and something else we noticed was that there are so many Doctor Who creatures that have a repeated phrase that they say. Well, it's like, there's like obviously really obvious, like the Daleks, like, exterminate.
Yeah.
But then there's also, in the episode with David Tennant back, there was it My Arms Are Too Long?
Oh yeah, with the weird one on the ship
got dropped, but still, and then it just got me thinking, because I was like, there's Burn With Me, there's like Who Turned Out the Lights, Are You My Mummy? There's so many creatures that are like, yeah, I repeat this phrase.
In like all of those cases you just listed, Burn With Me, Who Turned Out the Lights, and Are You My Mummy are all infestations of some kind. So, Are You My Mummy was the healing drone bot things, nanobots. The Who Turned Out the Lights was the Vashta Narada, and the Burn With Me was the sun parasite.
Yeah, which kind of comes back because it was almost indicated that was what infected the Meep.
What, really?
Yeah, that's why the Meep's evil is evil sun. That it kind of alludes to that. I don't know if it exactly was, but it was.
I didn't pick up on that at all.
Which also with the Meep, I would have loved if they had have stuck to their guns and had it been like still cute, but like doing these horrific things.
Yeah.
Like, why do you need to go? And now I'm evil.
Yeah, no,
like,
I agree.
Let it still be cute.
I agree,
because that would almost be creepier.
It'd be better.
That would be way better. That'd be way more compelling to have this cute little creature that's like, okay, I kill you now.
Yeah, I commit genocide. But no, I think I can't lie to you. With the 60th anniversary specials, I think they should have just had Neil Patrick Harris's The Toymaker be the villain, arching over 3 episodes.
Oh, yes.
They did not need
why was it 3
different episodes.
Stories?
It was awful. That's not needed to happen.
There's no point in bringing him back for a 3-episode special for 3 different episodes. Make it a 3-parter.
Yeah, a 3-parter with Neil Patrick Harris playing. By the way, Neil Patrick Harris is the Toymaker. In that moment, I loved it. I loved every moment of that.
I really quite enjoyed it.
The Spice Girls number. I loved the whole House of Horrors moment.
Because if it makes sense
I loved it.
for anybody to sing, it's Neil Patrick
Harris.
That's the fucking Toymaker.
Yeah.
If you wanted your musical number, right there.
But it makes it because he has reality warping effects. Like, he literally doesn't play by this universe's rules. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And you do 3 episodes, have like just a real slow burn on it,
Yeah.
Maybe the entire first episode, he doesn't even realize who it is.
Yeah. Have the Doctor solve the whole Meep thing, and then it just turns out that the Meep thing was just playing a game, and then he's like, you were what? And then it's like, oh, fuck. And then the Doctor's like, oh, I'm in his dimension. I fell into his dimension somehow. Oh, shit. And then you got 2 more episodes there, and Donna's there, and that's the reason why she's not dying, is because they're in the Toymaker's dimension. I've just fixed the whole thing.
Again, for all the fucking... the I'm a woman, so I can let it go. I mean, the only thing I will say is, despite what anybody thinks about identity politics and all of that, it breaks the episode itself. Because why didn't Donna remember she was a woman and let it go when that happened in the first place?
No, but
and save all this fucking drama, because that's why it makes no sense that she can just let it go.
No,
because why didn't she?
Because it does make sense. Because basically, when it's said in the episode, when she gave birth, the mind of a Time Lord cannot be held by 1 human, but it can be held by 2.
Man, that's pretty fucking pitiful.
And that is exactly what that explanation was. Basically, when she got pregnant and gave birth, it basically allowed it to be. They could hold the mind of the Time Lord together.
But still, because then also they go, we're just gonna let it go, and they go, you wouldn't know that because you're a male presenting Doctor. Which I'm like, okay, that's really fucking horrible, because you're basically saying, oh, if you look like a man, because the Doctor isn't male.
He's not even. Yeah, that he even says it. He's not male or female. He's whatever. He is everything.
So you're basically going, oh, if you look like a man. So what about people who are like trans and are still male presenting, or any of these sorts of things? Because you're basically just saying you look like this, so you can't do this.
Yeah, it's sort of backwards in a sense, isn't it?
It really does. I mean, I get, I really appreciate the trying to be more inclusive, but it does feel like they just kind of went, we're kind of just doing a tick box episode. It's just a ticking boxes. It's not. There's no meaning behind it, and you can tell because it goes so backwards by the end of it.
Yeah. Well, Ethan, have you enjoyed our episode on podcasts?
I have actually. That was considering how devolved the previous podcast went. And the fact that we recorded that 5 minutes before this one, I'm quite surprised. I was really expecting this to be a two-parter derailed podcast.
Yeah, same to be fair. But no, we did it. We talked about podcasts. I think we should just do a whole episode on Doctor Who. I feel like me and you could talk about Doctor Who for a long time.
Yeah, well, I think for me, my knowledge of Doctor Who, because I used to be scared of Doctor Who as well, isn't necessarily great. But
see, that's it. I know about New Who, about post 2005 Who. I know everything about Doctor Who and that. Obviously, we need to get our friend Elliot Stedman, who knows everything about Doctor Who throughout all of time. Like he knows all of the classic era as well. He's a maniac. But anyway, yes, I hope you've enjoyed our conversation about podcasts. Remember, if you guys want to send in some ideas, just send it to going_on_tangent, which is our Instagram handle, or at tangentpodcastideas@gmail.com. But until the next time, I am the Meep.
And I am the Beep.
We'll see you next time.
Bye. Do you see why I did that? Because I became evil.
It was so.
You wouldn't be able to tell her I was evil. Like, when I speak like this.
I wasn't. I was
speaking like this, and it's like, oh, sorry, I became evil there for a second.
You need to call up Russell T Davies now.
All right, get him on the phone,
Russell.